Day Panthers. I'm Evelyn, and today is Tuesday, April 16th,
2019 A-Day, and I'm Paige.
Please stand for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Happy birthday to Thomas Polak. Happy birthday!
Today's main entree lunch choice is mini turkey corn dogs and baked beans.
Alternate entrees are cheese pizza, some butter, and grape jelly sandwich, or veggie stick dippers, some butter, and Chex Mix.
Today we will be interviewing our teacher, Mrs. Johnson, about 4th grade and what it is like to be a 4th grade teacher.
So how long have you been a teacher?
This is my 24th year of teaching.
Woo!
It's a long time.
Why did you choose to be a math, science, and social studies teacher?
Those are my favorite subjects. So math has always been my favorite subject, even from the time I was a little girl. And I thought that the content went really well with math, teaching that, and that would allow my partner to really specialize in the language arts component of what we do.
When you were younger, did you want to be a teacher or something else?
I always wanted to be a teacher. So from the time I was a second grader, I wanted to be a teacher. I even wrote about it in a little paper that my mom saved and gave to me, like after I graduated from college. My mom was a teacher, and so I grew up going to school with her. She taught at the school where I went, and I would help her grade papers, and I would help her organize her classroom in the morning, and I always loved it. But there was a brief time right before I went to college when I thought, I don't want to be a teacher. I think I want to be a lawyer. And so when I went to college, that's what I thought I was going to do. And then as I got through college, I kind of listened to my heart, and I went back to what I originally wanted to do, and I decided to be a teacher.
Have you ever worked somewhere different than a school? If so, where?
Not really, but when I was in college, I worked as a bank teller during the school year, and in the summer I would work full-time as a bank teller, and I liked that because it related to math. And after college, I was a nanny briefly, just in the summer before I started teaching in the fall, and I also worked at a clothing store very briefly, and I didn't like it at all, so I only worked there for like 2 weeks, and that was while I was teaching very early on, but I've always been a teacher.
What is your favorite thing about being a 4th grade teacher?
I love lots of things about being a 4th grade teacher, but I've taught a lot of grades, and people ask me this, and it's always hard for me to say because I taught 2nd grade, and I've taught kindergarten, and I've taught 3rd grade, and I've taught now 4th grade, and so I feel like I always find something really great about every grade I teach. But I think with 4th graders, one of the things I really enjoy is that 4th graders are starting to develop their sense of humor, and so it's really fun to be able to joke around with 4th graders and have fun in the classroom, and I like that.
Where did you guys get the theme Dream?
Mrs. Marshhausen, who's another 4th grade teacher, helped us come up with that. She had gone to a talk of this guy, his name's Kevin Carroll, and he wrote a book called The Red Rubber Ball. And in the book, he talks about kind of following your dreams. And it's kind of like with me, like how I always wanted to be a teacher from the time I was a little girl. And I always did things that kind of would set me on that pathway. And I found my way back to that pathway. And that was how Kevin Carroll was. And the acronym DREAM, we feel like has a lot of the habits that we want our 4th graders and all Eli Penny students really to develop. And maybe you guys can help me with some of those are. So do you remember what the D stands for?
Determination.
Determination, and that's like having a growth mindset. And the R is for?
Respect.
Respect.
Yeah, I think it was respect.
Respect, yeah. And a responsibility too.
Uh-huh.
So kind of both those. And then the E is for?
Empathy.
Empathy, which we know is very important here at Eli Penny to show empathy to others. Do you know what the A stands for?
Awesome.
It is awesome. 4th graders are awesome. No, it's attitude, having a positive attitude. And then the M is? Mindfulness. Yeah, mindfulness, and just all the things that go along with being mindful. So we just try to encourage those habits throughout the school year.
Do you like being a team with Mrs. Mackinson? If so, why?
Of course I like being on a team with Mrs. Mackinson. She's such a nice person. She's really easy to work with. She's very positive. She's very organized. We make a great team. So we kind of work together. If one time I'll think of something and then she thinks of something, and so we really like working together. It's a great team.
Thanks for coming on.
You're welcome.
2, 4, 6, 8. Penny's the best school in the state.